It's Christian Music Spotlight. Joseph Neal here with you. It's the new movie Doonby starring John Schneider of Dukes of Hazzard and Smallville fame. Of course, you remember that. We have one of the lead actresses of the movie here with us now. Please welcome Jenn Gotzon via Skype. Jenn, how are you?
Hey guys, how are you doing? I'm doing good.
Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, of course, to join us on our show and talk about the new movie Doonby. And of course, John Schneider kind of was quoted on an article in Wikipedia saying kind of, "It's a wonderful life without the wonderful." Kind of share a little bit about the movie Doonby and how it's impacted so many different audiences and the premise behind the new movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love it, John. I was at an event in New Orleans, and that's exactly what John said. And I laughed so hard because it is kind of like It's a Wonderful Life without the wonderful. But really, what I look at it almost as it's a story compared to It's a Wonderful Life with the psychological thrill aspect of Twilight Zone, and then it has a twist ending that comes out of nowhere like The Sixth Sense, leaving one of those most profound impacts to your soul where you walk away after the movie wondering, what would you do in that situation? And it's pretty incredible. So the movie, what it is, it's this psychological mystery thriller with a twist of romance. It takes place in a small town in Texas, and out of nowhere, this mysterious man appears named Sam Doonby, and my character, Laura Reaper, falls madly in love with him. Now, my girl, she walks on the wild side. She's a bit of a party girl. She's a bit of a lush. And Sam Doonby sees her deepest core, and that's the fact that she doesn't really know what her purpose is in life. And so he ends up walking alongside her to try to help build life and significance into her. And unfortunately, due to some jealousy and some binge drinking, all chaos happens. And we get to see, what does life look like with Sam Doonby and without Sam Doonby. And what I love the most, Joseph, about this movie is that it really brings up conversations about the significance of life, talks a little bit about addiction, talks about self-esteem, and really helps us understand what are the choices that we make and what are the consequences of that. Takes place, the backdrop is like a blues jazz bar. It's very entertaining, great music, amazing music throughout the entire film. And it's got one of those really cool, provocative messages that I think can save people's lives.
Now, how did you become a part of the film Doonby? Was there just wide range auditions? Did they have you in mind for the movie? How did you end up being a part of it?
Yeah, I was direct offered through Facebook.
Wow, no kidding. Talk about technology. It's a strange way. We get offered movies and stuff like that through Facebook now. That's crazy.
I think Mark Joseph, one of the producers for Doonby, at the time in 2010, it may be marked as the first major casting in a lead role in a major motion picture.
Wow.
And they were following my career in Frost Nixon in London on the red carpet and that journey, and then my film Stained. It was a short film that I got some awards for, and that collectively they looked at my work and they thought that I would play a good role as Laura Reaper. And I didn't believe it either. When they sent an offer, I'm like, what is this? This has got to be some crap movie. And then they sent again, and we'd like to discuss this with your agent, and would you please read the script? And I read it, and I fell over. This has been a huge answer to prayer, because this is the type of role that I have been dreaming and just desiring since I was a little girl to play.
What was it like working with John Schneider and some of the other actors who are wonderful in this movie? What was it like working with those folks?
Horrible, dreadful, terrible. Actually, quite the opposite. I learned so much from each and every one of them. They've all become really close friends, and the relationship and rapport that we've developed on screen has really extended into just some really good fellowship and friendship. It's so neat, the things that I was just like a sponge. This was the first time working with some big major veteran actors, And I was like a sponge, absorbing every little piece of wisdom I could from John, and I've learned things from John Schneider and from Jennifer O'Neill and Ernie Hudson that has lasted with me in all the projects that I do, continuing to go forward.
Now, what drew you to the part of Laura Reaper? Was there a certain part of that particular character that drew her to accepting this role for you?
Definitely the amount of wine she drinks.
Nice. Now, what drives you...
Really on set, it was really like apple juice.
What drives you creatively to take on the different roles, such as Frost Nixon and such as Doonby? What kind of drives you to take on those particular roles?
I really look for characters that have a complexity to them, that people can relate to and say and identify that that's their real life that they experience. And I know so many of my friends who party for their lifestyle. You know, they go to work, but then at night they party the night away, and they wake up the next morning. They just really don't feel like they have direction, and they kind of get lost in that day-to-day cycle. I kind of call it like the Dunkin' Donut cycle. I'm not sure if you've ever seen those Dunkin' Donut commercials. I grew up with them, and they would go, "Time to make the donuts," and you're like on repeat, robotic motions. And I think so many of us live life that way, and I know Laura Reaper does. And so diving into that type of character and learning why she turns to alcohol as her vice. Why does she walk in the wild side? Why does she do the things she does? My passion is that it really can relate into people's lives, and maybe family members or a little girl can look at their mom or their dad and say, "Mom and Dad, that's how you are when you drink. You're abusive." And maybe that can bring conviction and bring healing, ultimate healing. I have to share a quick little story. We had a screening at the March for Life, the 40th anniversary this past January, during the president's inauguration in Washington, D.C. And there was a school from Brooklyn, New York, hosted by Net TV that was there. And there were 12-year-olds and 11-year-olds in that audience. And the nuns came up to us going, "I think this is a little too adult for our kids." And we were like, "Oh, what do we do? We stop the film?" Because there were also 18-year-olds in the room. At the end of that movie, the kids that had the most questions were those 11-year-olds and 12-year-olds, because they never understood why Laura Reaper would be so mean to Sam Doonby for drinking. And on the bus ride home, they explained that that was their mom and that was their dad and that was the lifestyle that they lived. And they started to understand a little bit more why they see the abuse, and their daddy may hit their mom or their mom may, break things. And I thought that was really fascinating, that they related to my character on screen, smashing guitars and going all crazy like. And so that's really, at the end of the day, what movies are for, is to impact and inspire people.
It's amazing how movies like that can just start dialogue between parents and kids and start dialogue among families about tough discussions that otherwise you might not normally talk about. And so it's great that movies like this are able to start that dialogue in homes and in families.
Yeah. I know Peter Mackenzie, the filmmaker, and one of our exec producers, Wade, they said if only one person's life gets saved by watching Doonby, that the making of this movie was completely worth it.
That is excellent. Of course, the movie Doonby, November 1st. You can find it at theaters across the nation. Visit their website to find out more about the movie. We're here with Jenn Gotzon. We're the lead actresses of the movie Doonby here on Christian Music Spotlight. Time for a little fun, fast fact segment, a chance to find out a little bit more about your favorite people in the Christian industry. First question we have for you, if we were to ask you what your favorite TV show was, what would it be?
Oh my goodness, current day or when I was young?
We can go either with this here. We've had a myriad of different responses to this particular question.
All right, so current day, I kind of was a little addicted to Breaking Bad.
Oh, the one that just ended, yeah.
I know. And then growing up, I loved Growing Pains, and I also loved The Golden Girls.
Yep. Two of my favorites growing up, too. Good choices. Now, if we were to peer into your CD player or iPod or however technology-wise you listen to music, what potentially would we find on there at the moment?
Lady Gaga, Britney Spears. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, actually, Maroon 5. I also I love a myriad of all sorts of different types of Christian rock. Sean Guerrero is a new artist I've just discovered. I really liked his work because I worked on a music video with him, and I became aware of all the songs that he's done. And but yeah, my gosh, Jars of Clay. I've got to cheat and look at my iPad, but I won't. Those are probably good significant.
Of course, you filmed this movie in Smithville, Texas. Where potentially was the favorite spot that you've traveled, either recreationally or in that you've been to do a movie? Where has been kind of your favorite locale so far?
Okay, so overall, I've been working on Doonby.
Kind of overall.
Ooh, that's a good question. I filmed so many different places. I would actually have to say it would be a cross between Alone Yet Not Alone, when we filmed on location at Fort Loudon. And we were shooting a French and Indian War movie.
Oh,
that
wow.
will come to theaters everywhere in February. And we were at Fort Loudon in Tennessee, where the actual war was. And that was insane to have that nostalgia. When we filmed on the president's helicopter in Frost Nixon, like, it was really on President Nixon's helicopter. I'll never forget Patty McCormick, who played Pat Nixon, my mom. I played Trisha Nixon. We looked at each other like, oh my gosh, we are really on the president's helicopter. And then the next would be the community and the fellowship that we developed shooting Doonby in Smithville. That entire world down there, because I stayed there for about 5 to 6 weeks, I developed such kinship with everyone. Like the bed and breakfast that we stayed at, they actually cleaned the rooms after us. Jenn's Retreat and Doonby's Loft. Yeah, so, and we still are friends today. I still call the owner of the bed and breakfast Mama Doonby and call her on Mother's Day and wish her Happy Mother's Day. So I think those would be the 3 places of nostalgia and good kinship.
Mama Doonby, love it. Fun, fun, fast facts. They have a chance to get to find out a little bit more about your favorite artists. What would you encourage? I know it said on here you kind of got started with Actors, Models, and Talent for Christ, which is a major, up and coming talent discoverer for Christian believers. But of course, what type of advice would you give to those actors and actresses who are looking to make an impact on the screen, whether it be the small screen, indie productions, television, movies? What type of advice would you give to those people who have those dreams of aspiring to be an actress making an impact in roles such as this?
Absolutely. First, I would ask them to for me, what I do is I pray. I go before the Lord and I ask God for guidance and direction. In the Bible it says, seek Him and the kingdom first and His righteousness. Then all these things shall be added on to you. And that has been testimony after testimony along my journey. If you know that God is calling you to be an artist, then what I really encourage you to do is to seek excellence in the craft. Study and become the best you possibly can be, to be the best craftsman that you can be. If you're going to want to be a surgeon, you need to go to school to know how to operate someone's brain. When you're an actor starting to really depict and portray the depths of the human soul, you need to know how to do that in an honest way. Once you've got that together, then as many opportunities as you can serve in front and behind the camera. Learn everything about the filmmaking process as you can. Volunteer. Every film loves volunteers. So volunteer as a production assistant. Volunteer in the post-production. Learn how editing works. All of this will help your journey as an actor. Then the next thing, logistically, is you need to get a really solid headshot. Sign up for actorsaccess.com or castingnetworks.com. Those are the 2 most legit casting websites. And then start submitting your resume and headshot and start the audition process. But when you show up on set, your number 1 goal is to be a servant heart and love those around you unconditionally. Do not show up with a diva attitude. Realize that we are all spokes in a wheel, and we all have to really work to that common goal, which is making a movie.
Well, we thank you for your servant's heart as well, and not only in Doonby, but in the different movies that you put out there that you're a part of. Now, one question that we do have, of course, we like to ask people of their different projects. When they go to watch the movie Doonby, what's the one message beyond the movie, beyond the entertainment? What's one of the main messages that you want them to be left, that you want driven home after they get done seeing this movie?
Is that every nobody is a somebody. The significance of each person's life. You know that you may feel lost inside and you don't know which direction to turn. God is always there for you and He will always guide you. It's just we have freedom of choice of where to choose. And that would be the biggest thing that I really hope people can walk away with, is really understanding it and longing for a deeper purpose in life.
It's the new movie Doonby, comes out November 1st, which you can visit the website. Now, what are some of the contact informations that we can get a hold of and find out a little bit more about the movie and find out a little bit more what projects you've got coming up on? What's some of the contact information we can get for you?
Oh, sure. Do you want my mom's phone number or my dad's? Totally joking.
Next of kin, the whole 9 yards,
So Doonby, the website for Doonby is doonby.com. We've got a Facebook page and a Twitter, Doonby the Movie, and my Facebook is Jenn Gotzon. My Twitter is Jenn Gotzon, 2 N's in Jenn, Jenn, and 2 O's in Gotzon, Gotzon, and so those would be the places that you can connect. On my Facebook page, I have a newsletter that people can sign up for, or they can text. If you want to text, and you can get a free screener, I'll send you a free screener of a movie. 28288. Never mind. I was going to give you a text so you can send it, but do this instead. On my Facebook page, there's a link for my newsletter. You could click on there and or send me an email in the inbox on my Facebook, and I'll send you a free screener to one of the movies that I'm in. There's 9 of them coming out, and so
good. Wow,
it's a really fun season.
You've definitely got a very busy schedule there.
I know, it's crazy. Doonby and Dragon Day release in theaters on the same day, November 1st.
What?
That was a phone call coming in.
Oh. Well, thank you for your time, definitely for sharing a little bit about the heart behind the movie Doonby, and definitely about your heart for serving, and we definitely thank you for all you do in the faith community, putting messages that hope and inspire, of course, in these days where in this country, with all that's going on, definitely people that need it out there. So we thank you for that hope, and for allowing people to really see that everybody is a somebody, and that people do have worth, and that people do have worth out there. Hopefully when they see this movie, they'll be inspired, and they'll be able to have those dialogue and those conversations with their families that definitely needs to be started and needs to be addressed and stuff like that. So thank you for sharing your time and your heart with this movie, and much continued success in all that you do, and thanks for coming on our show here today.
Oh, it's been so much fun. A big hug from sunny California all the way up to Washington.
Where it hasn't rained, thankfully, in 2 weeks. We're having a little trouble getting rid of the fog, but yes.
Okay, I'll take a deep breath and just blow, and hopefully the fog will.
Hopefully, yeah, you can send some more of the warm sunshine up this direction here for a little while.
That's great. Oh, I love it up in Washington. I shot 2 movies up there and have some really good friends.
Did you really? I'll be darned.
I did. And gosh, well, Joseph, so nice talking with you. Thank you for having me on your show, and God bless you. And that's my phone again.
Okay.
I'm about to go on another radio show, so they're calling in right now to set that up. So thank you so much for our time. I had so much fun, and this is good. I hope you guys all enjoy Doonby. It's a fun one.
We'll be back with more Christian Music Spotlight. We will preview the new movie Doonby. We'll have the trailer for you when we come back. Don't go away.
Who could looks like.
Coming November 1st and 2nd to Champion Center in Tacoma with Mercy Me, Carrie Job, and more. For more information, visit womenoffaith.com.
G'day, this is Joel with For King and Country, and you are watching Rehoboth Ministries TV.
International presents the 2013 Winter Jam Tour Spectacular, featuring Newsboys.
Oh my God's not dead, he's surely alive. He's living on the inside, roaring like a lion.
Crowder. Passion, featuring Christian Stanfill. 10th Avenue North. Thousand Foot Crutch.
Just about to break, it's more than I can take.
Plum. New song.
I'm with you. I'm coming undone with you.
Building 429.
I'm not home yet.
And national speaker Nick Hall. Get there early for the pre-jam party presented by Youth Music Vault with special guests Love and the Outcome, Daryl McLean, and Everfound. 10 artists, $10. No tickets, no fees. You won't want to miss the Winter Jam 2013 Tour Spectacular. Visit jamtour.com for all the latest news and behind-the-scenes information. Want to get in early and skip the long lines? Visit jamtour.com to learn more about Jam Nation, our ultimate fan experience, with benefits like early admission, an exclusive Platinum Access Pass, free t-shirt, a Q&A with select Winter Jam artists, and so much more. Don't miss exclusive Winter Jam giveaways and content by becoming a fan on our Facebook page, following us on Twitter, and subscribing to our Winter Jam YouTube channel. The 2013 Winter Jam Tour Spectacular.
I wonder what he's doing here.
Looks kind of lost.
Yeah, like he's looking for something.
Probably a no-good drifter.
A no-good drifter. Maybe a wandering Samaritan to bring love and peace to us all. Just seems like there's something more to your story than just bumming around.
I figure that we're supposed to enjoy every moment and try to make a difference.
I hope you're not about to do something crazy. Children are a miracle, a gift from God. It's your duty to look after them good.
Everybody wants to fulfill their God-given talents.
You got responsibilities, girl.
Losing me. The devil's after you.
Who's this white knight? Sam Doonby.
Doonby.
They're trying to check you out. Nobody knows nothing about you, Sam.
You don't know one thing about me.
I know all that I need to know.
I just want to thank you as a family for what you did yesterday.
Joe, look.
touch me!
This town is full of crazy people.
It looks like you've seen a ghost.
Maybe I have.
What sort of a life would he have to look forward to anyway?
I think I'm falling in love with you, Mr. Doonby.
Sam Doonby, the man from nowhere.
This used to be a nice, quiet town till you showed up.
My future is the next second, Laura. You see it? There it went.
That was a trailer for the new movie Doonby in theaters November 1st. Special thanks to our guest Jenn Gotzon for joining us. For more information about the movie starring John Schneider, Ernie Hudson, and more, you can visit doonbythemovie.com. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here next time in the place where we give you the stories and testimonies behind the songs here on Christian Music Spotlight. I'm Joseph Neal. Take good care. God bless. See you next time.